So I actually have already recorded this once, but I wasn't completely sure that I'd fully answered my own thought process, and I thought it might be a bit lacking. I started off by saying that I was going to talk about social burnout today, but then I just had a sense of anxiety, foreboding, without any specifics. I didn't know why. So it led me naturally to want to talk about, is social anxiety and depression a comorbidity to Asperger's? I think so. I think it's a bit like the barbed wire that's been wrapped around a small tree, and 20 years later you have barbed wire in, barbed wire out, but no sign of the barbed wire around the tree, but there is evidence that something was there. And I think that's the same as that's the same with Asperger's. From a very early age, you end up having an anxiety with social interactions, with general day-to-day living, because things go wrong. You talk to people and it doesn't go how you think, or you get the mickey taken out of you, or something always kind of just falls out of the woodwork to kind of make things go a bit tits up. And with that on a regular basis, you tend to then expect it. When you expect it all the time, it becomes part of you. The anxiety, the social reluctance, I suppose, just becomes part of who you are. And it's very difficult when you get older, to my age, 49, and you've come up with methods and workarounds on how to deal with your day-to-day interactions. Like for me, I actually limit them a lot. I work and study from home, so I don't really see people that much, except my wife when she goes to work and comes back. And then we go out to the pub and socialise with friends, but it's little small bursts of people who I trust, which is great. So that's my workaround, but social anxiety just becomes part of who you are, and then it just jumps out when you're not expecting it, when you're tired, maybe dietary, if you're run down because you've been eating and drinking the wrong things. So that's my feeling on how depression, which I've had most of my life, is my personal comorbidity to Asperger's, because it's now runs through me as part of who I am. But I don't always tell my wife, funnily enough, because the last thing you want from a partner is somebody who's moping around. If I'm sad, she's sad. If she's sad, it makes me more sad. So, I do put a brave face on it, but as an Aspie, that's a practiced mask, which is easy enough to do when you get better and better at it. So I think that's more complete than what I did before. So we'll maybe leave it at that.